Good morning, this is Debbie with the Food Prepping channel, and this morning I want to show you a recipe that I love to fix. This is my take on Salisbury steak with gravy. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got an onion that I've got to cut up, and I want this to be cut up in pretty fine pieces of onions in here. So let me cut this up, and I'm going to put part of this. I hope you can see this. This is my New Wave Precision Induction Cooktop. I've got my cast iron skillet on it. I've got just a little bit of canola oil in there because I'm using ground round. I'm not using ground chuck today. I've got ground round that I need to use. And so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to cut up this onion and cut up this pepper. And when I get finished with that, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted you to see that onion that I had. I cut up like 3/4 of it and put it in the bowl with my ground round. And the other fourth I've got in my cast iron skillet here, just sauteing with the oil. And I'm going to lay the patties on top of that. Now here's my ground round, and I've got a half of that pepper, 3/4 of the onion. I'm going to put in 2 eggs. It's kind of like a meatloaf, but the way I like it, but really it's going to be Salisbury steak. Alright, so I have the 2 eggs in there. I'm going to put, let's see, probably about a half a cup of just plain breadcrumbs. I'm going to put in some onion powder, even though I have onions in here. To me, there's just a totally different taste between onion powder and onions. So I'm going to put in, let's see, maybe a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of seasoning salt. This is just Kroger seasoning salt. Alright, and then I have Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of that. And you just go 1, 2, that's 1 tablespoon. 1, 2, that's 2 tablespoons. Alright, and then I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of La Choy light soy sauce. I need to shake this up. Alright, 1, 2, I've got that. Alright. And I'm going to put in, oh gosh, I've got to get a little spoon. Maybe a teaspoon. Y'all know I don't like garlic, but it's getting better. And then I've got some Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of that. Alright, and then I'm going to put in ketchup. And probably about 1/4 of a cup of ketchup. So here is everything in my bowl. I got to get my gloves, put them on, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. And here's the stuff in my bowl. I'm just going to take my hands and mix all this together. I'll get my eggs all squished. Yuck. I do have this thing now about getting my hands dirty. I never did before. Now I just rather wear gloves. It's amazing how much you change over the years. I used to not be scared of anything. Could do anything. Now I'm scared to leave the house almost. Not that bad. Take my grandson to the creek today. If it doesn't rain, that is. We're supposed to have rain this afternoon, but I don't think it's until later on this afternoon. So we're going to take him, Julie and I are going to take him to the creek that we just found yesterday down the road from me, and it's so awesome. I could have just sat down there for hours and fell asleep listening to the water running over the rocks and everything else. It's not very deep. It's only maybe a foot or so deep, but I think Caden will really like it. Okay, so I've got this pretty mixed up. Now everything's together, and I'm just gonna put this, make this into patties. I'm going to put them on top of the onions. When I get them in here, I'll get the camera off the tripod and show you what it looks like. Might have to do 2 batches. I hope not, because I want this all to fit in my cast iron skillet, because I've got to put this in the oven once these get done, and I'm forgetting to put a little dent in the middle of them. Remember to always put a dent in the middle of your burger so it won't shrink up or get that huge bulging bubble. That's what I like to call in the middle of it. And also, one of the things you need to remember is never ever take a spatula and put your push your patties down with it, because that takes all the moisture out, and then you're going to have a really dry patty. And this is going to take a couple batches. See what I'm doing to the patty? I'm just pushing it down right in the middle. Alright, so I have 5 in here, and I have that much left. So let me wash my hands to get this stuff off my hands, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, I just wanted to bring you and show you. You know what I forgot? Salt and pepper. So I'm going to put, it's already got salt in it because of the soy sauce and the seasoning salt. So I'm not going to put much salt on there. But pepper, you know I love pepper. So I'm putting a lot of salt and, a lot of pepper on here. Just a little bit of salt. Alright, and if you look down in there, you'll see all the onions that I had. They're turning brown because I've got the New Wave induction cooktop up to 300. So they're going to turn a little bit brown, but who doesn't like fried onions? So anyway, I'm going to get these cooked, get them turned over, and fix the next. Hopefully it'll be a couple more, and I can fit them all in this pan because I want all this gravy to go in here. But this is ground round, so I don't know if these will shrink any or not. But I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back, and I've taken the patties out. I don't think I put enough breadcrumbs in them, but here they are. They're kind of falling apart, which left me lots of little good bits of hamburger in this pan gravy. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take about 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And because this was ground round, it didn't have very much grease in it. So I had to put a little bit more in here. Alright, and I'm going to let this flour cook down a few minutes because you don't want that flour taste in your gravy. So I'm going to let this cook down, get that flour taste out. Now it only takes a minute or so. And then I've got a can of just great value beef broth that I'm going to be putting in here to get all of those good bits up out of the pan. And then once that gets thicker, I'm going to add some milk to it. I'm just going to use this one can of 14.5 ounces of beef broth. Alright, that looks like all of it has gotten all mixed down. Now I'm going to put this in. Alright, now I'm going to stir it all up. Get this thicker. So that was 1 can of beef broth that I used. And now I've got to get the milk out of the refrigerator, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, I'm back. You can see it's getting really thick. And it's a darker color now because, of course, the beef broth and using the deglazing this pan is what it's really called, by getting the bits off of the bottom of the pan and on. So I'm going to pour in some milk, about 1 cup of milk. Okay. Now this has got to come up to temperature. You can see now it's just a tan color. Alright, and I'm going to put a lot of pepper in here. And just a little bit of salt, because remember we used the soy sauce and the seasoning salt in the patties. And let me stir this up. And I've got my oven preheated to 300. So these patties, I just browned them. They're not cooked all the way. So that's why I'm going to cook them in this gravy. And they're going to soak up this gravy. And they're going to be so good. Alright, so let me go on and put these back in here now. Hope they don't fall apart more. Oh, this smells so good. So good. Well, they are. They're falling all apart. You'd think with this, the 2 eggs and the flour that they wouldn't be falling, I mean the breadcrumbs, that they wouldn't be falling apart like this. But they are. I definitely needed more breadcrumbs. Didn't help that I put them on. This will be like sausage gravy. Well, I guess it'd be like hamburger gravy. All these little pieces on this paper towel I'm going to get in the gravy too. Try to make sure that your patties are covered. This would have worked out a lot better if I hadn't used the ground round, but I wanted to use the ground round because, like I said, I'm trying to get my freezer cleaned out so I can get a new floor in here, and that might take me 6 months. As much food, meats and stuff as I've got in my freezer, I'm telling you. I'm definitely prepared if anything happens. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off now, and I'm going to put this in my oven on 300 for probably 30 to 45 minutes. I'll let you know when it's done, and I'll take it out and bring you back how long I left it in there for. So, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back, and here is the ground round Salisbury steak. It has just fallen apart. Oh my gosh, it is so tender. It's got the gravy on it, and it's just, I kept it on 300 for 30 minutes, and then my potatoes weren't done, and so I put the oven, I cut the oven down to 250 and left it on 250 for about 15 minutes. So a total cooking time of 45 minutes on this. And I really think that you could probably do this, sear this in your frying pan in your cast iron skillet, and then put the ground round or your hamburger steak or whatever back into the gravy and cook it on 250 for about 45 minutes, because like I said, this is just literally falling apart. So I'm going to taste this, see what it tastes like. Wow, this is awesome. This really is awesome. You taste everything in this. Everything that, everything. You taste the onions, the onion powder, the Dijon mustard, the Worcestershire. You taste everything in it. It is just so good. So if you like this recipe, give it a try. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you have a wonderful day. Bye. Okay, I did want to bring you back and tell you something. If you noticed that I didn't have gravy on my potatoes, it's because I don't like gravy on potatoes. I like just regular mashed potatoes. I do not like gravy on my potatoes. Another thing that I did want to tell you is, for those of you that had showed concern about me seeing the doctor about forgetting things, I got an appointment to go September the 15th. That's the earliest appointment I could get. Just so happens that I have a very popular doctor. And so I just wanted to let y'all know. So I will talk to you later, and you have a good day. Bye.